Sagittarius, welcome to your monthly for July, actually for the transition of Cancer, which is taking place from June 21st to July 20th. So let's see what's happening for you. We're actually going to have three parts. The first one is going to be tarot and oracle cards. Then we are going to do the grand tableau for Lenormand, which kind of can pick up on all kinds of outside influences. And that I'm going to do Gypsy grand tableau as well, entire 54 cards spread, and we're going to see couples, singles, everything, who is doing who is trying to get who, all kinds of combinations in all of that. So guys, this is a general reading. For your personal reading, please contact me directly, and then I can actually look deeper inside of your own situation. So I have shuffled the cards already, so let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Worth waiting for, divine timing is at work in your love life. And well, the sun reversed, sun and the moon. So you are getting exhausted with certain things. There are certain things coming to the surface. It could relate to a relationship. It could relate to even marriage, that certain things that you thought you know your partner, but it's turning out you really don't. And this is kind of like making you feel a little bit, to say it, puzzled the least, but it's really making you feel really cheated, right? So what is it you have? Codependency, soulmate, let go of control issues, religious factors, aka marriage, and that is in the past for you, honeymoon, heart-to-heart conversations, trust, attraction, very soon, and romantic feelings. So let me double it up, and then we can go in this part. You have four major arcanas. So it is something, it's going to be a pretty important month for you guys. And overview is kind of like really interesting. It's a kind of mixed bag of things. So let me jump in it. You have in your past, and this could be still happening, but kind of something that has already been behind you. But it could also be something that you're still dragging in this present time. It says your love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path. This can mean marriage. Some people stay married because of the kids, because of, you know, the church doesn't want you to kind of like divorce. And certainly this also tells me about common goals, not so much religion, but sort of like when you're dedicating your certain things to your life. Of course, it means religious factors. It doesn't have to be worshipping any particular god, but sort of like being on the same page, that you guys have the same boundaries, the same rules are applied, and that's really important. And something basically that you wanted to move on from, you didn't, because certain things are really important to you. Maybe you did come back to your marriage, even though you wanted to move on and this was causing problems, because Six of Swords reversed means coming back to the old issues that are not necessarily good. In fact, it's kind of like not really seeing or not seeking the exit out of the situation, and trying to juggle Two of Pentacles, trying to juggle the situation and see if you can maybe take one day at a time and see where you get, if that's going to bring you that win. Six of Wands is definitely feeling empowered. Maybe it was really important for you because now you have two sixes and two. So this is definitely talking about relationship, coming back to something. Maybe you did resolve the issues, or maybe the issues are still being kind of discussed, because I see here in the root is let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. And then you have Knight of Pentacles. Whenever I see Pentacles, to me this is a relationship material, so there is like some kind of building. This to me always says it's a test. When you see Knights, they're like paving the way for the Kings, so it's kind of like advanced knowledge, kind of like trying to go on the higher level and go above what you think you can. It's kind of like commitment to, right? Like in this case, it's control issues. So it's a commitment to really working hard, of not, you see, like there was this needing for feeling kind of really victorious in the situation. So it's kind of like thinking that your efforts will pay off, that maybe you're letting go of this control. Maybe there was a control in this whole situation, but now it's this kind of like feeling of going deep, paying attention to the details. Maybe even spying, let go of control issues. Let me do that by controlling the issue. Gotcha. So somebody's moving with the pace they want, and somebody else is trying to see if that's the truth what they're saying. And somebody's freezing from making a decision. So look, this is 2 in the past, and now we have a 2 here as well. So it's either you or your partner that there is something going on here, guys. Like, I mean, there is like on the surface looking like, okay, I'm committing to certain things, but you're really not. There is like really this almost paralyzing fear of what do I do? But you know what you want. You want to be nourished, and there's this codependency. Codependency talks, this whole entire past talks about codependency. You're coming back to the certain issues, you're not moving away. So codependency means being attracted to things that are really not good for you, staying in situations that are not workable anymore, justifying to yourself to do that because it's easier than actually moving on. It's easier in the moment. It's not easier in the long run, and you're aware of that. And you are aware of that very well. The Empress. Are you guys nurturing yourself? Are you being the Empress? Are you being the Emperor? This is like maybe also staying in a relationship because your mother or father. Maybe you're staying in a relationship because of the children. And yet, look, and then you're not healing, and this is all kind of not kind of like the future. You don't see the future. It's kind of literally some convenience, and there is no love. There is something, guys, you're doing where you are not being yourself, where, you know, like, I am not saying that you're faking love, but you're in some situations you have the Empress and the Star reversed and 8 of Wands reversed. So some communicating, maybe you're holding back, not saying everything you want to say. Maybe you are the one feeling controlled, because codependency is definitely when somebody has control over you. It could be financial, could be with motherhood, could be with fatherhood, and hence because of the situation you are not healing, and the codependency definitely is not a great state to be in. So this is crossed with soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, and there was a growth. So wait a minute. It looked to me up to this point that you're trying to get rid of someone, but you're not getting rid of that someone because you felt the kids, or there's something religious there, like you kind of like feel it's obligation of going forward. Is this somebody else? Soulmate, and this is like this new passionate beginning. It's usually this card is like the right timing, good timing, and a fear of going forward. So there is like there is a thing, somebody else, and I think this is why I don't want to go forward, and that's why you're stuck. There are 2 people, Saggies, right? Yep. There is a Queen of Wands. There is a Queen of Wands. That could be you, though. That could be you feeling stuck, but I think that's probably somebody who you want to be with, who you're not with, or who is like very superficial, who's maybe just looking into beauty and vanity and the outside, but nonetheless you're like crazy about this person but not doing anything. So you're basically in this situation. It's kind of really reminds me of your bi-weekly readings. You're in a situation because of obligation. This is the right thing to do, but nobody's happy in the situation. So you're really hoping for a little ray of happiness. You really hope that you can kind of like start seeing, like, I mean, sugar and spice, that your wishes would come true. So like 9 of Cups and honeymoon, it's almost the same thing. It's like this beautiful feeling where as an adult you can feel like a child. It's nothing really worries you at this point. But then there is like a taste of brutal reality. Like, that's kind of weird. Knight of Swords reversed and Knight of Wands upright. So yeah, and this is a theme in all readings so far. Like, I mean, one step forward, one step back, forward, back, forward, back. We are not moving anywhere this month, so join the crowd. So it could be that there were some kind of harsh words, that you were maybe planning honeymoon with someone, because look, you have religious factors, marriage, or serious relationship. Maybe you have a child with someone, right? Because or you kind of like made a commitment to someone, and right now you don't feel you want to get out. But it looks like the Empress here is like somebody mother of a child, and there is like yet another person or father with child. There is like the commitment again. But then there is also somebody else who you feel is your soulmate. So you see, you really want happiness with this person, but something has happened. Either this person was harsh, which somebody spying on somebody, you're spying on him, her, or vice versa, or both, and yet you want to go forward, which kind of would be you, Saggies. So this is, again, we are going into indecision. You equally love and hate this person. I guess this is probably the best thing to say. Maybe there is no way back. Maybe you broke it off, or they broke off that with you in the past. Because look, right now, like, you'll be this month going deep inside and trying to figure out what is that you really want. Trying to figure out, or maybe have these conversations, heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with, your feelings with each other. And the Hermit is really trying to find what is the best solution. What is the best solution for everybody, including you? For you not to be a sacrificial lamb, for children not to suffer, or for your partner not to suffer. But can you really get there? See, this is creating you anxiety, sleepless nights. You are staying up in bed. You are processing this on a very cerebral level. You're like living, well, I don't know if fear is the best word. The best word would be frustration. There is a frustration about the situation. You're like 2 nines. You want these frustrations to stop. You're just so tired of this. You know, there was some kind of jealous in the situation, or you are jealous, or there were like promises that didn't happen, or you made a promise that didn't happen. And now, like, I mean, you are thinking this person actually, because it's a 9, might not be with you anymore. And you could be thinking about several issues here, because I'm seeing here actually how you feel trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, but you have the Judgment reversed. Somebody didn't trust you, Saggies. Certain things happen, and 3 things happen at the same time. You have the Judgment reversed. So when the Judgment is reversed, that means everybody's pretty much banished around, because everybody's getting touch of this karma, because that's, to me, one of the 3 karma cards. So somebody didn't trust, and things fell through because of this. You see, Knave of Chalices, it was a romantic offer, part of this that ended in disaster. So again, this is telling me it was that soulmate, guys. please tell me in the comments, because otherwise it would be confusing that this is not with the original partner. Maybe this was the ending with the original partner and that didn't happen. Maybe you kind of, or somebody gave to you an offer of love and that turned out to be absolute disaster. Like maybe like the earth was shaking, the ground was shaking, or could have been just an epiphany that you just cannot do it, or they couldn't do it. So you're trying to gather strength. The strength is here, and you're trying to find a center in you, the center where you feel peace and peaceful resolution. And it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. It's really your environment. You're trying to see what is in your environment. Where do you go from here? How do you kind of reclaim yourself? Because you see, you don't see these things moving to the next stage where you are. You are like kind of complacent right now, and this kind of like would be kind of progressing, but you're either stagnating or regressing, or you're actually even getting suggestions from your environment to cut this relationship that you are so dedicated to, that actually caused you to lose your soulmate. So you're trying to actually gather strength, because attraction is a thing so heavy that there is like a manipulation in this, and you're trying to maybe see how to work the situation. But you see, this is kind of like King of Swords, like Knight of Swords, going back and forth. I want to do it, and I want to do it, and yet this is saying just clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. But then again, oh my gosh, I'm crying over certain things that happen and not really focusing on things that still can maybe work out. But yeah, look, you have the Lovers here, and you would be able to go toward the soulmate. This is the concept of one. It sounds to me you are with a person who is not the one for you, and there is a person who you know is the one for you, and with this person you feel deep, very deep connection, and that's why you're very sad, and you're like craving a reunion. Yeah, you're craving a reunion with this person. You want to see, like, I mean, you growing old with that person, and these are your hopes, but your fears are that you're going to be rejected and that you're going to go again in deep depression. So what's basically happening, it says you're still feeling those romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. However, you're not acting up, and you're wondering if this is the real thing. You're evaluating things that have happened and all the things that have been offered, and really you do want to be the husband. You do want to be, again, like you see, this is your torn between these romantic feelings and actually your obligation toward that relationship with children. So there you go. You keep coming back to the same thing. Saggies, you're stuck. So this is first part of the reading. Now I'm going to put alignment. So this is kind of interesting. Before I go, this is how you feel, and actually this, while it doesn't feel right, probably you're feeling pretty tormented, ultimately it's going to force you to rebuild. I don't know about this month though, but we're going to see another month if we can get more information and more outside influences. So I'm going to collect the cards, then we are going to look into that. So see you in a sec. Okay, so let's see what is in your alignment spread, Saggies. So there are two significators, the lady and the gentleman. So one can be your partner, another one can be you. So I'll just give you what I see here. You know, there is some kind of love communication. There is a child and a ring and maybe another child. Some of you may be traveling. And sort of is a focus. Look, you have the sun, you have the stars, you have the key and the letter. It might be lots of communication for some of you. Actually, in this spread, I see that some of you Saggies Gosh, is there somebody you're dating who is a long distance? And that's maybe that other person. I'm seeing here, boy, this is strange. Love, communication, the key to something to be continued. You're looking at your own reputation about things that are going on, because you are coming from a really difficult situation. And betrayal. There absolutely was betrayal. And like I see, you're like kind of diagonally connecting with the partner. So yeah, like the anchor has been cut off with a partner. So that was this betrayal that happened in the past, and you're still cutting certain things off. So this is the only card that is kind of confusing, and cutting off the child, or maybe you're cutting off the new beginning with this person, kind of like which would overlap with the previous spread, and committing back yourself to the relationship, and kind of like finding this to be the key. The others, a few of you would actually get pregnant, and few of you might even actually overcome, like if you overcome the skite, and skite is something definitely negative, something that is cutting things, and it's harsh and comes really quickly, and it's over really quickly. It's just like it's cutting the child here. So it could be that some of you may lose pregnancy. It could be that some of you would be cut off from access to your child, or that you'll cut off the new beginnings and cut off also the relationship. Could be you who is actually, that can be seen that way, that you're cutting this whole thing off and cutting the union with somebody with whom you had children. So two ways: either you're cutting something off, or there are children involved in here, and you actually still again trying to kind of finish this situation to be a good reputation. And for the others of you, when you take this path, you will go back to that relationship and try to recommit. And it does look like that your partner may be long distance, and that you will actually meet with this partner. If you're not with this partner, there is going to be meeting of some kind, and it'll be talking about the betrayal and stuff that happened in the past, and maybe coming to solution. The sky is clearing the air. You kind of like had a few cards there as well, clearing the air, maybe looking for the key. However, these 4 cards here are sort of telling me kind of like the conclusion of this month, right? So let me just see the partner, or this could be a different storyline. So there was somebody with incredible loyalty, and somebody who kind of was dedicated, but also somebody who was like person with issues, person who kind of held secrets, who we have the mountain and the cross here. So kind of like your partner or you, kind of like it was the situation that was some kind of secret, and again could be somebody from the past that was here, because look, you're knighting this lilies, and lilies are presenting somebody from the past. Did your partner, like, I mean, get involved with somebody from the past? And maybe that was the betrayal, because then you have the coffin, but it ended with this person as well here, just like I saw in the tarot. And that was a secret relationship that you found out. And you see, that was to your partner monumental, and I think kind of like he decided not to go with either and just continue, but you decided possibly to to maintain status quo and kind of like rebuild some sense of who you are and where you want to go and what you need in order to kind of repair your functioning. And some of you have the dedication to children, and the birds also kind of mean news. And so your partner could be like currently more or less oriented to work. But then again, look, you have the ring and the letter here and the marriage. So I don't know, this can be both divorce and really discussing, especially if you're in long distance with someone. Then this would make sense. It would be conversation via electronic means, because you have also the stars and the ship and this. But this kite is cutting the ring, and that to me would indicate cutting the commitment. So but it's kind of like it's mutual. You are doing this and the partner is doing this, and like this is right in between. So something will be happening, guys, so important for you this month. And that's why I saw back and forth, going forward and going back, right? Because this is certainly, it was some kind of cruelty imposed on you and hostility. This is separation for sure. The more I see, the clearer this gets, because you are also having this cross and the crossroads right next to each other, and he has this cross. So certain things have happened already here, and they're like still kind of like you're still feeling ripple effects of it. But yeah, skate and the ship, or maybe you were planning to go on some kind of trip and it's going to get cancelled. So anyway, I think, guys, this is maybe not even this month, because generally this talks about October. So, but they'll be dealing with this for quite a while. All right, so few storylines here, and let me see gypsy cards, because we get lots of raw emotions with that spread. It is very difficult to do. So it's like 54 cards already pre-shuffled. It just will take forever to put them on the table. I'll be back with you when I'm done. Okay, guys, so we are here to the end, and let's see the last two cards, kind of significant. The bottom of the deck, we have the faithfulness reversed and servant. So somebody, you're checking out, guys. Somebody's checking out here. So this kind of gets interesting here, right? Because with these cards, first of all, we have 54 cards, and I'm reading all of them at once. So find me a reader who can read 54 cards at once. So, but it's, I'm just kidding. Of course, people who studied this can do it. But it's really interesting because there are so many of you. So there are like few significators just in Lenormand, but there are more. So let me show you what we have. We have the lover, which can be a single guy or the guy of your interest. Then we have the sweetheart. So they are knighting. So yeah, there was a connection. There is a connection, somebody unavailable. Then we have the wife. We can have the friend. That could be another person. Then we can have the Lord, who generally we can have a young woman. We can have the Lord. A young woman can represent an interest, a love interest. Lord can represent a married person, an available person, male or female. I guess they can change this. And then you have the enemy here and foe, which could be competition. And we also have servicio. Where are those guys? Kind of sometimes here service, and where is the maid? Sometimes represents also they're kind of very picturesque. Okay, I lost the maid. I lost the maid. Oh, the maid is like all the way on the bottom. So okay, let's where do we start? Like, let's go single females or females that are in on and off relationships. So most likely it's going to be your significator, but again, any of these significators can be you. So here you kind of like feel, guys, there was something, again, even if you're single, did you just come out of something that you kind of like felt love and joy with someone? There was like some tremendous jealousy. It was like literally freak out jealousy. Like you had this Tower card, and this is here, and then there is like this card here again. You see, like, have you been involved with somebody who has been unavailable, who had a child, right, and a wife and a child? And again, that guy, and this is a second scenario again. I see the divorce here. Look at this, like the wedding and the priest reversed, and misfortune and a thief. Somebody stole the husband, and then there is reunion here for some of you single ladies. But reunion is kind of hard to accomplish because you now feel it's kind of a weird situation. It looks like some of you could have been involved with somebody who has been unavailable or married. And two of you are also linking in a wife and a friendship. So did you also know this person's partner, or were you friends with this person before you got involved? So maybe you kind of got misinformed, or somehow things got out of proportion, and things went nuts. Because here I see a lord and a wife and a child and a prison, which is also marriage, and a wedding. So it's literally telling the story. And look at the widower ending conversation, like something took the wife by surprise, and it was like, oh my gosh, we have to focus to the children, we focus on the obligation. There was like a lots of hope that's trying to build kind of this back, right? But there is no pragmatic way of building it back. I'm not seeing here that there is like a doctor here, that like somebody's taking counseling. It just like looks like there is lots of blame, and everybody's kind of reflecting back to one partner and making him responsible for everything. Look, like, I mean, he has in his trajectory widower, child, hope, and priest reversed. Like, so basically one partner is a whipping boy over here. And it could actually as well be that somebody was, again, creating this misfortune for everybody, right? It was basically just simply horrible communication. To look on the positive end, somebody kind of, but you see that came down as a lack of loyalty. Where is that single guy? Where did I see that single guy? Oops, there is a single guy. And even see, and even the ladies who didn't actually date somebody who has been hooked with someone, also dated somebody who maybe has a child from before, who maybe is somehow, actually, believe it or not, involved with somebody else. So it could be two people here, both sides, just very interesting. And again, there was some kind of intimacy, and this guy, look, again, I said, like, nobody's winning here. Like, this guy is looking to some kind of past. He is recovering from a broken heart, and something that started in the past didn't go, and it felt kind of like this chained, and like it turned out to be extremely unwise. There was a loss not only of relationship but also of friendship, and this really feels horrible. Then you see, because all of you are somehow linking on this misfortune card. Look at, he's linking here, she's linking here, he's linking here, and she pretty much almost, like, I mean, linking here. So it could very well be that all these people are connected, because above her there is like this pleasure seeker third party, and right next to him as well, right? So, and again, there is like here the enemy. So which is also knighting with the wife. It kind of looks like it was a triangle situation where everybody has lied and damaged everybody. This is one of those bad karmic situation. Look, nobody won, misfortune. And here is like at least one person, doctor and melancholy. Somebody is at least getting help, somebody is getting out. There is like some kind of communication and thinking through it and wondering how to go back to happiness. So it is really bizarre because it looks like one partner left, right? Kind of like the widower, right? One partner left, and you have see the enemy going, and here is the death as well or something. But then look at this. Wife is ending up on reunion. Sweetheart is ending up on reunion. And him and these two guys are ending up on misfortune. Hiya, Shavi. You like Saggies? That's your first reading today. Are they going to be okay? No? Are they going to be okay soon? Are they going to be okay soon in a half month? Soon in a month and a half? Huh? Can you bring them luck? Can you bring them luck? Now they cannot see anything. They just see your little furry body here. Just come here. So Safi is not very confident. I'm sorry to hear that, and maybe that's because I was just talking about misfortune. But misfortune and thief, guys, that is the Tower card. It's coming up. I think it's going to be more prevalent for guys than for women, and I think this is my take, because women will be addressing issues. Married women will almost look like they'll be getting effects of everything and trying to figure out who is their friend and why is their life upside down. They might even feel stuck. They might even actually get involved with someone here. The other guy, he might be feeling remorseful of everything. Like, look, he has the sides. He wants to continue talking to both the main squeeze and the other woman. And this again is going again to reunion with both. And no wonder this is going to explode in everybody's face. Oh my gosh, people. But guess what? There is actually one person that is going to have a good time in the end. So, single Saggies, mostly female, are getting healed, getting kind of facing the situation they have been in, trying to get some help and facing the things that actually made them unhappy. There is like thinking through it and kind of like feeling joyful. Kind of like wobbly steps forward, but they are steps forward. So nothing is really black or white, right? So, Saggies, what a mess. Please tell me, what is this all about? I really appreciate it. And please subscribe, like, share. That means a lot to me. And even more it means to me when you comment, because that way I connect to you. I would really like to have these readings live when I can talk to you. I don't like this online live because it's highly delayed and it feels really weird on my end. Thank you so much for coming to the end of this. I really appreciate it, guys, for the private reading. I would love to hear from you. Just contact me in my information below at www.cattarot.ca. Thanks. I love you. Good luck this month.